Welcome back, guys. It's the Ninja here, and that's right, I have another plugin showcase for you. Today, we will be reviewing the plugin known as Random Things by Eliminator V. Again, I did another plugin by him called Advanced Genetics, but today we will be reviewing another really awesome plugin, and there was a brand new update that added two new items, I believe, including a quarry. That's right. Bucket plugin gives you the only working plugin that I know of that has a quarry. Most of them are either outdated or most plugins don't have a quarry, so really cool. Anyway, let's jump right in. I'm going to quickly switch characters. Okay, much better. Had to switch characters because the first few items I'll be quote unquote reviewing are flight related, and obviously my other character already has flight, so I didn't want it to interfere with the testing. So, these are all custom crafting recipe, and as you might guess from the name of the plugin, it adds random things into the game, items that you might recognize from modded. So let's get started. The first one is the glider, and this is very similar to the hang glider that we know and love from modded. I'll also do the jetpack, and the jetpack uses by default redstone as fuel. However, you are able to change that in the config. So we get our jetpack. I actually had one on me. I'm wonderful. And then the final item in this little grouping, I guess you could say, is the grappling hook. And these are all, as I would say, somewhat related, which is why I'm showing them all off at once. Okay, got our grapple gun. So let's get started right away with the jetpack. You can equip it into your chest slot. You can't actually place it, so you have to click it in, and then you double tap space to start. And when I double tap space, keep in mind I'm in survival, you'll see the redstone in my hotbar go down. There we go. So how you fly is basically you move your mouse around. You go up like so, you go down like so, and then you go left and right and up and down based off of where your cursor is looking. And it'll just slowly use up the redstone as you see. And you'll see I have a trail of jetpackiness, which is really cool. And you just double tap again to stop. And then let's come down in for a landing with my glider. Awesome. So that was a little display of how the jetpack and glider work hand in hand. So yeah, the jetpack is relatively similar to creative flight, just with obviously fuel cost. The glider, so you click opening crafting table and you glide. I love this thing. It's super cool. So that's the glider. So that's two of the items out of the way. And the final one is the grapple gun. The grapple gun is pretty cool. If you just come over to a tree, you use it like you would a fishing rod. However, it grapples you. I guess you could have guessed that from the title or the name of the item, right? So yeah, you just use it and flick it. I guess you have to be lower than where the grapple gun lands. Yeah. So you see, if we are higher, it wouldn't make sense that it would grapple us down. So just make sure you're make sure you're lower than where the grapple gun hits, and you will be all good. So let's see if I can try and find our way back. Okay, found my way back to our little setup area, and I just switched over characters because what we're doing next doesn't really have to do with flight, so we can switch back over to good old the ninja. So the next three items, as I've also kind of grouped together, is the mob cage, and let's grab these spawn eggs. This is really cool. You might compare it to uh, the safari nets from modded. It basically allows you to craft this mob cage, and you can capture any mob. So you click on it as if you're opening the crafting table, and as you can see, it'll capture it. It says contains villager. Then you just go wherever you want and place it back down, and there you got your villager. That's something I do notice. It'll change to a different villager when you are using villagers, and that's a good way to combat making it a little less overpowered with transporting villagers. You can do any mob, really. I haven't found one that you can't do. Ah, almost shot me. Place it back down. Woo. You can do a blaze. Oh god, I made a mistake. Moving on, it's actually perfect that it's getting dark because the next object is the torch machine, something I find super useful for mining. Now let's see, can I remember the recipe? Goes like that? Yeah. Okay, so what you do is you need to place this in your place this in your hotbar, and then have torches in your inventory, and then it'll automatically place them down when it's dark. So this will work in a cave, and obviously this will work while you're traveling above ground at night. It's just a super cool item to have around. Sometimes it takes a bit to work, but yeah, there we go. So that is basically the essence of the torch machine. Pretty simple, pretty simple. Okay, moving it back over to daytime. No longer need the torch. However, our final item of the day is the block detector. Or sorry, not the final item of the day. The final item in this little grouping. So, oh god, yeah, this is it. So, craft it like so. And you got yourself a block detector. This is really cool in finding diamonds. So you would right click to set, left click to search. So it's placed on diamond ore. You go like that. It says set block to diamond ore. Let's break that. And then far enough away, let's place this a bit underground. Let's say right here. And if we just go back over to our area and left click, or what does it say? Yeah. Left click to search. Block not found. You have to be in a certain radius. Block not found. There we go. So, block found at 5,901, 56, 5,309. Let's do a quick TP just to check our work. 56. Although I doubt there's any other diamond at level 56, but worth a check. 5309. And boom, look at that. At our diamond. So it's great. Works underground, of course. Great way to find diamonds or any other resource, honestly, that you would be looking for. So that's basically all of these types of items. But like I said, there is a quarry. And so quick cut so I can get into that. Okay, now to showcase probably the coolest item in this plugin, in pretty much any plugin, the Ender Quarry. So, as most of the items in this plugin, you have this custom crafting recipe for Ender Pearls, TNT, Ender Chest, Nether Star, blocks of iron, and you get yourself this Ender Quarry. And it says, place against a redstone torch linked with others to form a cube. So basically, the torches are act as the markers for the boundary. And by default in the configuration, the largest size you could have is 32, I believe. But you could obviously enlarge that in the config should you so desire. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab a seemingly random assortment of items from this chest, and I will explain. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, you'll get to know what all these items do in due time. So first, we'll just do a small size. We're not going to do the largest size possible. Place like so. And okay, we will make this one shorter. Okay, cool. And then we place our Ender Quarry. So it lets you know that it's placed. And if you see red particles, redstone particles, that means it's working. And the white particles mean that it's finished. But obviously, we haven't started yet. So basically how this GUI works is this is where you would place nether stars to increase how fast the quarry goes. Here is where you place the ender pearls because the ender pearls are actually how you power the quarry. And here are any blocks that you don't want to be mined. So let's just get started and place a bunch of ender pearls in here. And it should get started soon. Yep, there we go. As you can see, it used one ender pearl. And as you can see, it's tossing blocks out. All you need to do is place a chest, and it will put the items into the inventory. And it'll actually work with any vanilla inventory, so hoppers, droppers, dispensers, those it'll insert the items to, but obviously you'll probably want to do it with the chest. And from underneath the chest, you can make it go to hoppers and so on and so on. But it's automatically using up the ender pearls here and distributing them into the chest. But as you can see, this is relatively slow. You can see how it works in the boundaries, but I want to make this go a bit faster. So I add one, and it'll go a little bit faster. But add in a stack, which is the maximum amount, it pretty much is instantaneous. Goes super fast. And then let's say I'll just wait for it to get a little bit further down to stone. But just a tip I recommend to make it go faster, if you don't care about stone, you could place stone in the do not mine area. So it just skips over the tons and tons of stone. So as you can see right now, it is mining stone. As soon as I place this in, it'll stop mining. But as you can see, it starts mining this diorite. Just let it come over here. So because the diorite's not considered stone, it will mine it. But as soon as it gets to some stone, right there you see it skipped over that block, so on and so on. Let's grab some diamonds, some lapis, for good measure, some iron. Awesome. So let's go down here and place some blocks so we could just see how this works. And it'll obviously, like any other block, break them. You see it just broke some. And let's see what happens. You can see a diamond, 8 lapis, 1 iron ore, so on and so on. It basically it works as if you're breaking items without silk touch. So, super cool. And I'll just remove the stone so we could get a more visual version of what's happening. Let's see. How we doing? Pretty good. So yeah, I apologize, it's really dark. But that pretty much wraps up random things. Simple plugin that adds a ton of functionality. Super awesome. Again, huge props to Eliminator V, the plugin author. Check out all of his awesome plugins. And brief little self-promotion here. If in case you're wondering, I am on the hybrid server I run and own tons of cool plugins like this one and many other plugins to add, I had a little thing in my throat. Tons of other plugins to add super big functionality to the game. Super fun. There'll be links below for more information. I charge literally the bare minimum in order to afford the server. That is all. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Dominor. Adios, amigos.